I think the idea of learning code is bigger than just the technical craft skill of knowing how to code. So for example, I think the introduction of the syllabus in schools to teach kids from 5 upwards to start learning how to code rather than learning how to make PowerPoint presentations is more about kind of educating people around what is the culture of kind of computing and how it affects what we do in everyday life. It's not necessarily about everyone learning how to code, but it's only by doing some of the basics of learning how to code that you start to kind of grasp how it impacts on everyday life, how it will impact on the many different roles that exist in society.
The top of companies, the digital revolution has happened while they've been getting to the top of the companies, and they haven't really been able to keep up to speed with all the stuff that's going on. And actually it's perfectly understandable. And for me, that's part of what we do at Decoded. Is a lot of companies send their management teams along on the basis that if the management team get it, if they get an understanding of what's easy in this, what's difficult in this, what's possible in this, what you can build, what you can't build, that you're going to create a better culture out of that. Now, my belief really ultimately is you need to take as many people in the company through it as possible, so that then you just get more empowered conversations. So, the person over there understands it, the person over there understands it, you can really move faster.
If you can, being able to build something that is strong, robust, works, doesn't break, involves engineering skills, which is all about finding what's wrong with something, correcting it. It's a technical ability, and it doesn't allow space for being wrong, right? Because you want to have this pixel perfect product that doesn't have bugs, doesn't break. Creativity is all about being wrong all the time until you figure out what's the original idea, what works.
The advantage is that the end product is always much better because we've been involved in an early stage. There's a lot of agencies at the moment that don't consult with many outside technical teams. They'll use their in-house resources, but they're only brought in at a kind of late stage. And I think if you're going to build anything technical, it's imperative that you have a technical person at concept stage to tell you what is possible, what can work, and really kind of guide you towards the budget and timelines. I think agencies at the moment are bringing technical people in, but again, they're not using them very early on. They're using the creative teams to build something, and then they're going to the technical team, this is it, this is what you've got to work on. And actually, it would serve them better to have technical people early on. You
have to get messy, you have to kind of have these brain dumps, you have to, be comfortable with stuff that is not perfect, might fail. There are people that exist that have that capability, say, hey, I can build something, I can wrap a prototype, and I'm comfortable with it not working right away, not being pixel perfect, and just to see if there's something interesting there. Those are the ideal people that you want heading up the sort of tech area of your departments. That said, you're going to also want people that, can build things pixel perfect, robust, whatever, so that once you have validated your idea, you can offer something that works.
So it's kind of, I suppose I've got a philosophical view of why you need to learn what coding is, rather than kind of like a belief that we need to have, a lot more developers out there. Obviously, it will be great also for more kids to kind of develop their interest in that area, and fundamentally that requires kind of like an understanding of maths and physics and kind of things like that. So it's only going to appeal to a certain group, and if they can do it a bit earlier, they're more likely to get into it as well. So I have a philosophical view on it, and also we just need to make sure that there's a lot more developers out there in the future, so that we can hire them, because there's a terrible shortage of talent, and that shortage is probably only going to increase.